so much for taking the time to meet with me. I want to hear all about Key Largo School, but you know, when I meet with you, every time I say I always wanted to be on the safety patrol when I was growing up, and I don't know, maybe I didn't have the grades, or maybe I had too many good people there, so I was not on the safety patrol. But I always admired kids on the safety patrol. So you are very fortunate. You are the best of the best, right? No doubt about it. So first, tell me when you got here, when you're leaving, what you've seen, and then we'll chat. You tell me, yes.
The FDR Memorial.
FDR Memorial is great. What are the new ones? Yes. And when did you get here? When do you leave?
We got here Monday morning.
Monday morning, and when do you leave?
Friday.
So you've got a lot of days still to enjoy yourself. Yes, sir. I know, right over here. And there are a couple of buildings. You've been to the Smithsonian? It's a lot of museums. There's a whole collection of museums there. And wonder if we could get Ben Franklin. Where is the Ben Franklin Memorial over here in D.C.? I don't think old Benny's got one. Maybe Philadelphia. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about what I do, and then you tell me about your school, and you ask me any questions you want. So I've been in Congress, obviously longer than you've been alive. I've been in Congress longer than your parents have been alive. And before that, I was in the State House and in the State Senate in Tallahassee. I was a state rep and a state senator. But I love this job, even though I love those glasses more. What do you think? Will those look good on me? Let me check them out. Oh, yeah. Are those back in style? Wow. What do you think, guys? I think they capture my look. Everything old is new again. You never know. You never get rid of all my old looks because they come back. So I serve on the Foreign Affairs Committee, which is, I'm the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, so there's a lot going on right now with Pakistan. As a matter of fact, at 3 o'clock, from 3 to 4, after we're done, and after my next meeting, we're going to have a classified briefing on how the operation went down. So stuff that we can't talk about, but I can't wait to hear all about it. But the question that everybody's asking is, did we really do that military operation without the Pakistani government knowing about it? And how did the Pakistani government, with a straight face, tell us that they had bin Laden just a few miles away from the capital with this big compound, $1 million compound with this high fence, and they're burning the garbage, and they don't have the satellite dishes, which are everywhere. It's all very suspicious. But here's the problem that we have with Pakistan, is that it's not the most democratic government. We're not a perfect country either, but they've got a lot of imperfections. But we need to deal with them because they are on the border of Afghanistan. And there are a lot of radical elements in Pakistan that if the present government is toppled, even though it's not a perfect government, but if that government goes down, the folks who would take their place would be even worse. And at least this government, not a perfect ally, but an ally, they could say to us, you know, we're going to start bombing our guys and gals in Afghanistan. It could get a lot worse for us in Afghanistan, and I think it's a place of bad options. The whole neighborhood is a bad option place, so you have to pick the least worst place. And Pakistan is our ally, for better or worse. It's a troubled marriage, currently in therapy. So So that's more detail than you care to know about Pakistan. But what an exciting job this is, right? At 3 o'clock, a classified briefing on how the military operation on the capture and the death of bin Laden took place. That's pretty cool, right?
Right.
This is a very good job, and I hope that you, as you get older, consider being in public service. First of all, you get to help a lot of people if they have housing problems or veterans problems, Social Security problems. You can help them. And also, you get to vote on really important things, and you get to participate in very important briefings and seminars and hearings. So I love my job. I love coming here every day. I also love going back home because what a district I have. When I tell the people that I have Key Largo in my district, the drool is just everywhere. And you live in paradise, but I know that in paradise there's trouble. You have high rent, high mortgages, you have high insurance, high gas prices. Everything is more expensive in the Keys because you have to get your goods from the mainland and they factor in the shipping costs. So we are not immune from the troubles of paradise. We know that there's a lot of problems. That's why I tell my colleagues here, you go there and you go to the Ocean Reef Club and you think, you know, everybody's a millionaire. But that's not. It's like going to Las Vegas. When you go to a casino or you stay in one of those fancy hotels, you know, they're real life people who live in Las Vegas and they go to school like Key Largo School, elementary school. So it's not just a city of glitter. And that's what I tell folks about the Upper Keys. It's not about so I could tell you a lot because a politician's always ready to talk, yap. But let me take your questions. You can ask me anything. It doesn't have to be on anything I talk about. Yes, ma'am. And then you, thank you.
What did you want to do when you were a little girl?
Thank you. When I was a little girl so long ago. But let me tell you what I wanted to be, and I became it. I wanted to be a teacher. That was always my dream, to be a teacher. And I became a teacher. I was a Florida certified teacher for a bunch of years, and I loved teaching elementary school, and I loved teaching high school English, and then I started my own school, a private elementary school in Hialeah that I started with my parents, and I loved doing that. So, and then I ended up getting a doctorate in education from the University of Miami. So I love education. And if this day job doesn't work out, I'll go back to teaching because I want to be a teacher again. I love the classroom, and that's why I love to speak to school groups like...
Largo.
Thank you.
Do you think Cuba will ever be free?
Whoa, what a great question. Thank you. Cuba will be free. Whoever thought that the Berlin Wall would come down? You're too young to remember, but I remember that was in 1989. Is that right? More or less? Yeah, Mr. Gorbachev tear down this wall. She knows a lot about history. And who would think that the Soviet Union would collapse? Who would think that all of these former Soviet republics are now free? So that freedom will come. Here's the problem, that some people say, look at the Arab Spring where we have Egypt, that's where they brought down Mubarak, and you have in Yemen a lot of unrest, and in Syria a lot of unrest. And they said, why isn't it happening in Cuba? The difference is that in Cuba, the proper model to compare Cuba to is not Egypt, and it's not even Lebanon or Yemen. The proper model is North Korea, where it's a police state. In North Korea, you can't go anywhere without people knowing where you're going. And they don't have internet, they don't have Twitter, they don't have Facebook, and that's how all of that happened in Egypt and elsewhere. People communicate. So it's a very repressive police state, so it's just going to take longer. But that day will come. I'm in the hope business, so I know that. Yes, thank you.
What do you think the odds of saving the arts for the schools in the Keys are?
Very good question. What do I think that the odds are for saving the arts in the schools? And specifically for the Keys. Very good. Well, let me tell you, here in Congress, We don't do too much of that because that's mostly when I was in my previous life as a state house and a state senator, they mostly dealt with that issue. So here in Congress, we mostly deal with funding for higher education, for colleges and universities. But I will find out how much of a say we have in art in K through 12. You know, it's probably not very much. So Tallahassee, this is their last week of session, and it's not a pretty environment right now for anything funding. We have you know, the deficit, the debt is just out of control. $14 trillion. Any child born today already owes Uncle Sam more than $45,000. We pay gazillion amounts of interest every day. We are out of control. We have spent so much money, and so now we're trying to, you know, get tough and do the right thing, and we hope to not make difficult cuts that would impact every community, but it's going to get uglier before it gets better. So we're at the height of popularity, and we're pretty low already. So this is as high as it gets. We're gonna look even worse in a couple of months. Just when you think it can't get worse. Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. And there's that possibly it. What happened, first of all?
I broke my arm because I fell off.
Because you fell off?
A bike.
Oh, well then you were having fun. That's okay. When does it come off?
On May 25th.
Almost here. So go ahead.
Are you a lawyer?
No, not a lawyer. Married to a lawyer. And I've got one kid in law school at Georgetown Law. And this is exam week. So can hardly stand to be around her these days because everything is... You know how you get stressed? Your mom gets stressed? Yeah. I'm not stressed, but she's very stressed. So, so no, just used to be a teacher, not a lawyer. Then I a lot of action. Yes.
I was wondering, there's been like schools are running out of money.
Yes, schools are running out of money. Yes. It's a terrible situation. The whole fiscal situation, there's nothing good that I can say. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I don't want to say to you everything is going to work out because I'm not sure that it will. But I think that the state budget, which mostly deals with the schools, K through 12, I think that the cuts are not going to be as bad as they thought because everybody understands that education is the holy grail. If you shortchange education, you shortchange our future. And no one wants to do that. So I would say this is the crunch week in Tallahassee. I don't think it's going to be as bad as you thought that it was going to be. Something happened here, right? It was something here? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. What's that now? Why are they losing their jobs? Boy, is this a smart bunch. This is a smart bunch of coconuts. You guys are good. Thank you. Well, let me tell you, you're a small business owner in Key Largo, and you're worried about what all of us bozos here are doing. You're saying, oh no, are they going to make me have more and more regulations? And they're not going to give me the money to have to comply with the regulation. And these guys, me, we're passing laws that are a burden to small business instead of taking the paperwork off their shoulders, demanding more of the small business owner. And so he or she are saying, I don't know what these idiots are going to do tomorrow, so I'm not going to hire because it's so uncertain right now. Is the economy going to do better? Are the gas prices going to go up or down? People are very anxious about their economic future, so they are not hiring. And as long as there's uncertainty, you will have big companies and small decide, let's wait to see what happens. And that's why nobody's hiring. People are out of jobs. Companies are having to do more with less. And it's an ugly, ugly time. There are just millions of people unemployed. It's the highest number outside of the Great Depression in American history in the number of weeks that people have been claiming unemployment insurance because that's the only way they can get by. It's bad, 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 bad. Oh, let's talk to something of cheery. I'm getting depressed. Okay, these three, and then I've got to go. Go ahead. Why don't you come up here and say it to them, and then we'll hear you. Yes. Do you think gas prices will ever go down? I do, because we went through this just a few years ago, and they were going up and up and up and up, and then they started to go down, and now, unfortunately, it's going up. Now, a lot of factors related to gas prices, and that's a complicated subject, but one of the things that we need to do is to find alternative fuel. We can't keep depending on the regular old way of doing business, because it takes a long time to get that petroleum from the ground or from the bottom of the sea. So we've got to find clean fuels, alternative fuels, and we've got to make it affordable. So that's the wave of the future. We've got to provide incentives so that we can do research in that and get us to the right place. Now, economists think that gas prices will reach $5 a gallon before they start going down. So that it'll go up, and then we hope that it'll go down. A lot of this is very artificial, and I'm glad that the President has got this commission to look at what's going on, because they said it was the uncertainty in Libya. Libya started blowing up, and then the next day they already hiked the gas prices. That had nothing to do with Libya uncertainty, because that gas had not come to those to our local refineries yet. So there are a lot of people making money off of these high gas prices. So I think that it'll go up to 5, and then we pray it'll start dropping. So come on over. Thank you, sir. Come on over.
Why don't they have
Rotary?
Oh,
All right, very good.
oh yes. Hi, nice to see you. Thank you.
Back out, very good. All right, so we'll have a photo on 3.
they have all this high-tech stuff? Why don't they just
3.
make a material like that you can
All right, we'll have
Say that again now.
all this high-tech stuff?
Oh, the high-tech stuff, yes.
Why don't they like use money to like
Very good, guys. Thank you.
for that the landfill?
Absolutely. We need new ideas, and you know where new ideas come? From people like you. Because as we get older, we get more set in our ways. You guys have the new ideas. Tell me. Yeah? Good.
It'll work.
Okay, give them a hand. I like that. Thank you. Would you send me something on that?
Okay.
Thank you. Right to the DC address.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll stay with my way real quick.
And it was, okay, thank you. And then it was you. Come on over here. Thank you. What's your question or comment?
People go to another depression.
Thank you for that. Do we? No. I think times are rough right now. Firms aren't hiring. People are losing their jobs. People are worried about losing their homes. Insurance is high. I do not think that we're going to get into a depression. We've been in a recession, but I think that things are going to get better. Now, we just have to make the tough decisions that we have to make. We can't keep spending money we don't have. We can avoid this problem if we make the smart decisions now. Even though they're not popular, that's okay. I've been unpopular before. Maybe I'll get popular. I don't mind being unpopular. We've got to make the right choices, or you're going to inherit a world of economic hurt, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm willing to make those tough choices, even though folks might throw tomatoes at me or something.